Oscar time. It is Pub Talk.
Wait, hold on. This isn't the prediction stream?
23 categories. If I take 18, I will be happy.
I'm going to go one better than Adam. I'm going to say I'm going to get 19 out of the 23 right. What's up, everyone? It is Oscar time yet again. I can't believe it. We got this guy right here. What's up, boys?
Hello,
everybody. I was telling Brandon how sharp he looked.
How's it going?
Adam just looks like a schlub. I don't know. I was expecting. I'm joking, Adam. I was expecting Adam to wear his tux because he has one, but he's like, "You ain't wearing one. I'm not wearing one." So.
Well, that's the thing. Last year we did. If anyone goes back to our prediction show from last year, I did wear my tux. You wore your suit as well. We both look sharp. So I said to you, "Are you going to put yours on?" You said, "No." So I was like, "I'm not going to do it by myself." Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You look sharp. You look amazing. You look like Adam from Adam's Land. That's it. What's up?
I am Adam from Adam's Land. I'm going casual this year. You know, I didn't have to pay the $10 million to get ready or whatever it costs. Like, yeah.
It is Friday. I saw Carlos is streaming too. Carlos just got back from Disney. Good to see Carlos. And,
oh yeah, that's right. I saw he had a travel day like a few weeks ago.
His recap. So yeah, we both got streams. All right. We don't stream it. We don't stream that much on Fridays anymore. So trying. We're here. Real quick, we got a bunch of stuff going on here. Over on Adam's channel, I pinned in the comments. He did a new, and it was I didn't see the beginning, which is a bummer, but. He has an amazing. I saw the second half. It was amazing. The Oscars recap. You did an amazing job as always. I think you did it last year.
Thank you, buddy.
You all right, Brandon?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to fix my screen to where all the clutter back there isn't shown.
Okay.
And off went my webcam.
All this clutter stuff. But yeah, I pinned it in there. Go check it out. We're doing the predictions here. Adam. On his Adam's Land channel, it's linked in the comments there. We're doing the recap over there on Monday, 4:00, and then Adam's going to try his darndest, but I think he's going to do a red carpet live on Sunday, right before the Oscars as well.
That is the plan, yes, as it stands. If I'm able to, yes.
Let me. We got these nice little. So here is. I should just show these up. What am I doing? Here's. It's not it. That's the background. Hold on a sec. I'm new here, so. Here we go. This is the that's the thumbnail for the results recap and reaction on Monday. And of course, here's the thumbnail for the red carpet discussion. Oh, and then we have big news. Brandon, I don't even know if I asked you or not, but next week's St. Patty's Day, so we're doing a St. Patty's Day party. Hopefully, it's going to be next Friday. I think it is. I think if not, doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyway. So.
Oh, cool. I might not be able to make that.
Okay, well, if you could tune in, whatever, that's good. All the Oscar predictions are in. We had about.
They are now locked.
They're locked.
They are now
yes.
locked.
So
yes.
I locked them in yesterday, but I'm still waiting on one person's. But I did ask them late. So wow, we got 21 people watching. It's awesome.
But nobody who's submitted now can change theirs.
Yeah, no one. It's all locked in. So last year we had. I think we have it about the same. Kimmy is not doing it. The big controversy. Kimmy is not doing it as of yet. I don't know.
She didn't watch as many of the films as she wanted to watch because of work schedule and stuff this year.
I gotcha.
And so, like, Kimmy's quite competitive. Like, you know, she'll readily admit that she's quite competitive. So she said, without having seen as much as she wanted to see, it's hard for her to kind of pick, with conviction. So she said she'll sit this one out this year. I think she's just retiring while she's ahead, because of that win that they had 2 years ago, so which was shared between Kimmy and Grace, wasn't it? So
it was.
Yeah, I think she's just retiring while she's ahead. Grace. So yeah, Grace is in the chat.
Yeah, welcome. You guys are watching the replay. Thank you so much for watching the replay. So we have fun. Last year it was an epic stream. I think we're gonna go a little shorter this year, so I think we're gonna expedite some of the subcategories, which I think is a good call.
We're gonna have to.
So yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Yeah, let's do this. So, and Adam is drinking real beer. So
real beer.
So
this is literally the 4th time I've drank alcohol this year.
That's amazing. You look great, by the way. I did.
Thank you.
Comment to Adam earlier before the stream. He looks amazing. So that's good. So, but what are we drinking? If we're actually
wait, is this the 4th? No, the 3rd time.
The
3rd time I've drank alcohol.
He's been drinking. He can.
Yeah, genuinely, I have only drank so far for. Oh no, it is the 4th time. It is the 4th time. Sorry, yeah. So I've only drank this since New Year for my sister's birthday because it was a big birthday this year, and then for the Super Bowl, and I was in London 10 days ago at a football match, so I had a couple of beers there as well. But yeah, other than that, it's Oscars weekend. I did say I would allow myself a few alcoholic beverages this weekend. So back on the beers for pub talk, and the bottles of bubbly will be flowing on Oscars Sunday on the red carpet.
That solves Brandon's problem, seeing the background,
and maybe on the recap show as well. So.
Very nice. I like that. I'm just kidding. I was just saying that solved Brandon's problem, not showing his.
Oh yeah.
Doing that, but
the vertical view.
We look very close. I don't know.
You know what's funny is like my webcam's way over here, and then I'm all the way back here.
We see that,
and that seems to always be the case where like you guys are like front and center, and I'm always like sitting in the back.
It's where you're comfortable, dude. It's where you're comfortable. So
that's where I can set up my monitor.
I hear you, Adam. I've been dying to know. I know, but I'm sure everyone's dying to know. Every year you try to do every single Oscar-nominated movie. How many movies have you actually seen?
So when the nominations were announced towards the end of January, I had only seen 2 out of the 53 total pictures nominated this year by the time they were announced. So I had a lot of catching up to do. I've not seen everything this year. Some things just aren't released yet. So it's, I know like a couple of years ago I was able to see everything, but I think that was a byproduct of the pandemic where
for sure.
Literally everything was pushed to streaming. So it was everything was easily accessible. Obviously, sometimes, when things are going into theaters and things like that, now that they're open again and there is no pandemic anymore, it's difficult because of release, differing release schedules and things. So far I've seen 39 out of the 53.
Wow, that is crazy.
I may see a couple more before the Oscars on Sunday. So I'll give my full number. It may still be 39 because I've got quite a busy weekend ahead. But I may manage to just push it into the 40s. So I'll give my final number on Monday when we do the recap show.
Welcome, John SurfBum. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for my members, and of course, John, thank you for being a member. Of course, my sponsor channel, His Tales.
Woohoo!
Thank you. And
I apologize if there's a lot of sort of coughing and clearing of my chest. By the way, I was sick recently, so it's just the hangover of that. So I do apologize.
That's good. You sound good. I didn't even realize it. You didn't apologize to me earlier, but all right. So let's do this. We're gonna blow through some of the subcategories. I'm gonna do a spoiler right here. Me and Adam took about an hour, probably over an hour, to get all the 11 people who did their predictions in. John, if you want to do predictions too, let me know. I know Nick did. I'll send you the link. If it's late, if you get it in today, you can still get it in. So, because it's all right. But be honest with you, we did all 11 people's. We entered it into the spreadsheet. Adam. Very similar predictions across the board. We were shocked, right, buddy?
There's a lot of similar predictions, but there's enough. I don't think anybody has gone identical all the way down. I think we've all got just a couple of differences and enough to make it interesting. And I think we will have a definite winner. Well, we might not have a definite winner. There could be a tie because somebody could is not beyond.
There's always going to be those one or two categories that sway everything.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
And
time.
you know, it could be. I mean, for example, without giving away any spoilers yet, but I know Rob and I have gone different on our best actor and our best actress. So it could be that I get one right and he gets one wrong, and then it flips and he gets one right and I get one wrong, and so that would level us up again. You know, so
Yeah, totally.
we shall see.
And I could honestly say Brandon in the past has always gone with his heart.
Not true. Not true.
Well, in the beginning, wait, hold on. In the
2019 is
beginning,
the
you did.
only
I was
year.
gonna correct it. Don't worry. In the beginning, you went with his heart, but he's gotten much smarter over the last couple of years.
Oh,
With his
yeah.
Yeah.
predictions, So.
I mean, we
For
did
sure.
2019's Oscars. I couldn't participate in 2020's. And then 2021 on, I think, is when I really started like, okay, let me go with what actually wins.
Yeah, you did 2020 as well, I think, because wasn't that not the year that Parasite?
No, I'm 2020 is the year that happened. I was talking about 2019 films. Sorry. So
Oh, right.
2020s
Yeah.
I participated in. 2021 I was not able to. 2022 on we did.
Yeah.
I think 2018 either I was not able to. Did we even do those in 2018?
No, I don't think 2018 was.
I don't think we did.
I can't
That was
remember.
our first
I
year.
can't remember. We'll have to go
We
back.
have to
and
look.
take
We'll
a
have that answer on Monday. So, all right, let's do this. Let's do the first category. What do you guys think?
The first category. Let's get into it and let's get our predictions down. I've got the spreadsheet. I've got the spreadsheet to hand as well. So yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role. Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling for Barbie. And Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things.
Man, you-
Robert Downey Jr.
Here we go. Let's talk. Adam.
Yeah. So this one is. I think everybody that has picked, not just us guys in Pub Talk, but obviously the people in the audience as well. You know, the viewers, Grace, Pam, you know,
The entire internet.
Noah, everyone. Like, yeah, we've all gone with the same person here, and it stands to reason that it's not going to go anywhere else because Robert Downey Jr. has won this at literally every major awards show. You know,
For sure.
the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice, the SAG Awards, the BAFTAs. You know, it's the smart money is obviously on Robert Downey Jr. for this.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a close race.
I think everyone thinks he's gonna win. So
It's
awesome.
it's easy, like it's an easy choice because just like we said, he's won every single award show. And just it's tough because like all these other actors. Okay, I've seen American Fiction since we last talked. I think everybody except for Sterling K. Brown just belongs in this list. And I hate to say that because Sterling K. Brown was pretty good in American Fiction, but didn't get as close as to, let's just say, oh, okay, I'll say this too. Ryan Gosling, not as much either.
Yeah, I think Ruffalo's performance in Poor Things was fantastic. De Niro was great in Killers of the Flower Moon. Sterling K. Brown had some of the best lines in American Fiction, but like I get what you mean. His performance, like it was a great performance, but I don't think it was prominent enough. Like, you know, not compared to like De Niro is
It didn't
very
seem
much
like
in
he was like
Killers
a little bit weird looking,
throughout.
and it was very hard to even see it was him really because I really
Yeah.
like him as an actor. So sorry to interrupt, but
See,
No, it's good.
I really love De Niro's performance, and he would have been my runner-up for sure. But yeah, no, this is going to Robert Downey.
yeah, 100%. I don't think
Yeah,
we should waste much time on it because I just think everyone is in agreement.
Yeah, well, we've all gone Downey, so it'd be a brave person to bet against Robert Downey Jr. at this stage.
It's gonna be easy to get through these acting categories. They're just such easy locks.
Yeah, for sure. By the way,
Not
let's,
all of them. Not all of them. There's one that is very, very, very finely balanced, and I think it's one of the closest races.
Okay, 3 of the
So,
4.
but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
By the way, Adam, let's talk about who actually put their votes in. So we said Kim's not participating this year.
So
But
Kim has not participated this year. Yeah, she's quitting while she's ahead. No, like I said at the top, she just hasn't had a chance to see enough this year to make her predictions with any real conviction. So obviously there's the four of us who normally do the pub talk predictions, which is obviously the three of us here on the stream: Rob, Brandon, myself, and Disney Dan. He's hoping to join us. He's got a family thing at the moment, so but he is hoping to join us a little later on. Then Jonathan Chong, I don't think he's in the chat just yet. He normally comes in on pub talk, so JC has made his predictions. Grace, who is in the chat, Grace has made her predictions. Noah, I've not seen him flash up yet, but Noah Adventures, he has made his predictions. Jim from More Sunshine Please has also made his predictions. Ray, Diz Tales, as she is now the artist, the artist formerly known as Disney Circus Girl. So Ray has made hers. Movie Mania, Nick, and a latecomer who was only asked today, Pam. So Pam has joined the race as well. So although Pam, I think there's a couple of ones you maybe missed out. So maybe check. Yeah, I think Rob's dropped you a message. So like we're waiting
Pam
on
and her
just a
mom
couple.
and Pam's family. It's like a combined effort. So
The Pamely. Pam's family, the Pamely. So
big family. I like
the Pink Family have made their predictions, but yeah, there's like 6 or 7 that they're missing. So if you can get those over to us, Pam, we'll register those.
Yeah.
But from that point on, like everyone who's already submitted their full list of 23, they are locked.
Yeah,
so
I did ask her this morning. So. Very cool.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us, Pam. Okay, so let's look on to the next one. Thank you for that.
The next category.
Costume design.
Here are the nominees for achievement in costume design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
There you go. Again, this is very similar. Again, Adam, you want to go over who did what?
Yeah, so we have gone. A few people have gone different here. This is a race between 2 particular films. 3 have been selected between the 11 of us. So one person, Ray, has gone with Oppenheimer for this. But I don't think Oppenheimer is really in the race. I don't think Killers of the Flower Moon or Napoleon are in the race for costume design. I think it's going to come down to a toss-up between either Barbie or Poor Things. Yep. And that's where most of our votes, like the other 10 votes, have gone, or the other 9 votes, sorry, because Kimmy hasn't made hers. So 4 of us have gone for Barbie, and 6 of us have gone for Poor Things. Yeah. So, I think that's going to be an interesting race in costume design.
We know Oppenheimer's going to just dominate this year.
Absolutely. Oppenheimer will dominate the Oscars. There are some categories it will absolutely deservedly win for because it is a technical masterpiece. There are some categories it will win that I don't think it will deserve, and we'll get to those. Yeah. But yeah, that's by the by. As an overall film, it is a technical masterpiece. Wasn't my favorite. I'll be honest. I know Brandon said it was his favorite film of the last 10 years. I think he said, wasn't it, Brandon?
No. So far, prior to Dune 2, it's a toss-up between this and Dune 2, but it's one of the best films of this decade so far.
Yeah, it is a technical masterpiece, and there are some things that it's done very, very well, and so it will win a lot of awards, and rightly, deservedly so. There are just some things that I thought let the movie down a little bit, but we'll get to those a bit later on.
I agree with Adam 100%, but. Yeah, like I said though, I think Oppenheimer is going to dominate, but I think like these smaller categories, like Poor Things just looks visually really cool. I picked Maestro personally for it, but I don't know. Did I do the right thing? Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. So I did pick Poor Things as well. So
you picked
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think some of those movies are just very artsy, very Oscar-like. So I think they're just gonna.
Yeah, I think of the four regulars, which is the 3 of us and Dan, Only Dan's gone with Barbie. The three of us here have all gone with Poor Things.
And
But yeah, we
Dan
will
hated
see. 'Cause-
Barbie. Go figure.
yeah, but
Dan
Barbie,
choosing Barbie for something.
Barbie is absolutely in the running for costume design. It is a close call, this one, between between Barbie and Poor Things. This isn't a foregone conclusion, and that's shown in the way we've got a split vote across the board here. So
I thought about it when they first they first announced things, and I thought about just when I was making my picks, what they did in 2020 with Cruella.
Yeah.
Cruella had like a lot of exquisite and like strange costumes, and that's exactly what Poor Things did this year.
100%. It's even the same actors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a feeling I feel a feeling they're gonna go with.
That's a great point.
Poor Things on this one.
yeah.
Let's do that.
Here are the nominees for achievement in makeup and hairstyling. Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow.
What the hell's Golda?
Golda is one that I haven't managed to watch. It was supposedly meant to be released on Paramount Plus. I don't know if that's just in the States because I couldn't find it on Paramount Plus over here. So it's one I did search for, but I couldn't find it. I have, of course, seen the other four films, though. Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Society of the Snow. Across our voting, it's gone three ways. So the ones that nobody's picked Golda and nobody's picked Society of the Snow. The makeup and hairstyling is okay on Society of the Snow. It's not its standout feature, though. I think, obviously, two people have gone with Oppenheimer. I don't think really it's in the race here. I think this is going to again be between two. It'll be between Poor Things or Maestro. But for me personally, I can't overlook Kazuhiro, who is the makeup artist who transformed Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, and he did the makeup for Maestro as well. And if you look at the transformation of Bradley Cooper and what they did with Kerry Mulligan throughout the picture as well, I think that's what's going to take it. So I've gone with Maestro here.
You know, visually, Adam and I agree that Maestro is a great movie visually, but the storyline really was awful.
On a technicality level, Maestro is great. On a filmmaking standpoint, all of that. Storyline, story-wise, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Brandon said you're going to get a good nap in, or get ready to snooze, or something. What you said, something like that.
I said get ready to be bored.
That's it.
Yeah, Maestro is just one of those films that I think I don't think it focused on the music enough. It focused more on the relationship between Leonard Bernstein and Felicia Montalegre, husband and wife, obviously, but also on his other sexual misdemeanors, shall we say, his other relationships. So that seemed to be a lot of the focal point. And so it wasn't the story I was expecting it to be, if that makes sense. But like you say, technically, you know, it is. I mean, the cinematography on Maestro is superb as well. It's one of my favorites. But makeup and hairstyling, I think that Maestro will take the Oscar for that. That is my guess. You have gone with Poor Things, though, Brandon, right?
I did. I went with Poor Things. Like I said, like you guys, it was kind of close.
Yeah.
And I think of the kind of the I guess the transformation with Willem Dafoe, and just
yes.
I'm really thinking that might take it because of mainly Willem Dafoe's character.
Willem Dafoe's makeup is fantastic as well. Yeah. Absolutely.
Very bizarre, yes.
Yeah, and again, our voting across the board of the 11 people that have voted, 5 have gone for Maestro, 4 have gone for Poor Things. So it shows it is a close race. So.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next one.
Here are the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film: The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White and Blue, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Yeah. You just see Wes Anderson and you see who's in that short. it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, the After is very good. I haven't seen Invincible, and I haven't seen Red, White, and Blue. I have heard good things about Red, White, and Blue, but I haven't seen it. Night of Fortune, I actually really, really enjoyed. Night of Fortune was great. It was a Danish one. It was quite amusing, but with like a really serious undertone. But yeah, so Night of Fortune, I highly, highly recommend if you get a chance to watch that, because it's only short, obviously. So live action
I love all
short.
these little shorts and stuff. They're awesome.
But yeah, it's highly amusing. But I really like that one. But The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, like you say, it's Wes Anderson. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it. Yeah. It's really well made, really well done. So I think most of us have gone with The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. But yeah,
it's on Netflix too, right?
See, if like
Netflix.
I was fine with Wes Anderson taking this category because he didn't get any acknowledgement for Asteroid City. In I guess any kind of feature film length.
Yeah.
So Wes Anderson is taking this personally for me. So yeah.
What makes them do like a short movie like that? I don't. Does it get commissioned by Netflix, or it just comes out of nowhere? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you that. I couldn't answer that one.
Was a question kind of towards Adam too, but he's not.
Sorry, I was just I've got a few weird things going on as well. So yeah, what was the question? Sorry.
Gotcha. Not like where does that come from? That short by Wes Anderson, and they get a big celebrity like that. Like, just why is short? Like, that's just. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I mean, some things, some shorts are made as concept pieces, or pre-concept pieces to a prelude to a bigger thing, and if you're seeking funding, especially if it's on the indie circuit or whatever, then it makes sense to go down a short route to
Gotcha.
prove conception. Some things just don't need to be full on features, so yeah, this one, I think, I'm not sure why they chose to do it as a short, but yeah, it's really well made. It doesn't need to be a feature, so it was I think this is a story that has been told elsewhere as well. So,
okay.
So yeah.
To the next one. I think everyone pretty much picked that.
The next one's going to be a close one, a split as well, I think. So yeah.
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Short Film: Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Pachyderm, War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko.
I do love Kimmy's voiceover voice. She down.
This one was a tough category to be able to watch everything. A lot of the
wasn't out. A lot of these.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of the stuff wasn't released. I only managed to see one of these. Yeah, I only managed to see one of these, which was 95 Senses. Yeah, so yeah, 95 Senses was really good, but I don't think it's in the running. I think it's a 2-horse race, this one, between Letter to a Pig and War is Over. So obviously I haven't been able to see Our Uniform. I haven't been able to see Pachyderm. Like I said, I don't think 95 Senses is really in the running. Although Jim from More Sunshine Please has gone with 95 Senses. 3 of us, which includes Dan and Brandon and Grace, have gone with Letter to a Pig, and the rest of us have gone with War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. That one, I think, if you've not seen a lot of this category, and like Brandon said, most of it just hasn't been released yet to see publicly. It's just it's a guess. This is a prime example of one of those categories that can just make or break your ballot, because
yeah, 100%. Yeah. But you see John and Yoko Ono from I'm picking that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brandon, any comments on this?
No, not really. Just it was kind of tough. I didn't really follow up with the short films this year. Just like Adam said, it was just kind of hard to find any of them because they're just not available for streaming. So yeah, I kind of went with what was kind of taking some awards, so I wanted to let her go Pig.
Yeah, which is weird because I was
makes
gonna
sense,
say,
yeah.
like most of this stuff you could see, like the major stuff was all out, right? Pretty much as of this.
For the
Yeah.
most part, yeah. Just
Yeah.
like
yeah.
like international, I tried getting to, but because I really wanted to see Perfect Days, but just it had such a small release in theaters, and then it finally hit a theater like an hour away from me. But I'm like, I can't drive an hour away to a theater. I'll just wait for it to hit streaming, and now there's no telling when it's going to hit streaming. But I do eventually want to see that movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
On to the next one.
Here are the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay: American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest.
You have a great voiceover voice too, Adam. So
Thanks, buddy.
that's so good. Let's talk about this. What do you think?
This one is going to be an interesting race. Again, we seem to have split over 3, but the general consensus is down to 2. So nobody has picked Poor Things or The Zone of Interest. I'm surprised nobody's picked Poor Things, actually, because it is a great story. Very bizarre, but it's fantastic. I think like a couple of people have picked Barbie. I really don't see it taking adapted screenplay. It hasn't taken that award at any other award ceremonies this year. 4 of us seem to have gone with American Fiction, and 5 have gone for Oppenheimer. Rob, you went with American Fiction, as did Dan and I. Brandon, you've gone with Oppenheimer. JC, Noah, Ray, and Movie Magic Nick have all gone for Oppenheimer. It'll be a close race, but I think American Fiction is going to take this one based on the fact that it took the BAFTA as well. So that would be my guess. I looked at the BAFTA and kind of went with that on this one.
Yeah. You know, that's how I pick a lot of my stuff. I see who won other awards, you know what? And then like I picked mine last week actually. So I was only torn with one. We'll get to that, but yeah, it just I don't know. To me, like every year, it just seems clear to me like what won before, what won. Looking at the list here, what has it won? So, Brandon, what do you think? How do you pick your picks too? What do you think of this category?
I obviously going with Oppenheimer because I mean, it's kind of tough to not go with it because I mean, Barbie and Oppenheimer obviously are adapted because both are based off of one's based off a book, one's based off of toy, yeah. But
Which is weird. We always think it's weird.
I think it's gonna go to Oppenheimer only because of just how complex the book of Robert Oppenheimer was, and it just being brought over to this whole grand scale of. Okay, let me rephrase. The movie Oppenheimer is less about the making of the bomb and more about Robert Oppenheimer himself. So I think Nolan taking that approach is what's going to get him adapted screenplay here.
Good point.
Interesting. I think, and we have discussed this loosely off camera, but for me, I did say there was certain areas of Oppenheimer that I had a problem with. My biggest problem with Oppenheimer was the storytelling. I thought it was clumsy and a little bit erratic to begin with. The first 30 minutes were very difficult to get into. That was my biggest problem with Oppenheimer. I didn't think the storytelling was as good or as tight as it could have been. It was a bit confusing to begin with. And I've read a lot of reviews that have said the same thing. So I was like, okay, I'm glad it's not just me then that feels that way. And that's what I think will lose the Oscar for Oppenheimer here, and why it will go to American Fiction. I think American Fiction is a very clear, concise story, and it follows through from start to finish very well. It's very well told. I just think Oppenheimer, it's a good story, but it's clumsy to begin with and a little bit erratic. And I think
you brought up
that's
the point where it bounces around a lot too. That was
it bounces around a lot, and as a screenplay, it's not immediately clear what it's doing and why. And that's the thing. It doesn't jump out immediately as to what's going on. And like I say, I was like 30 minutes in when I was like, okay, I think I get this now. But when you've been trying to puzzle over that, then that's taken away from the enjoyment of the story. And that's like I say, that was one of my biggest problems with with Oppenheimer. And that's why I don't see it winning. It absolutely could, like you say. I think it's between these two. But I think American Fiction's likely to take it, and it did take the BAFTA as well.
Yeah, that all the points about the writing and the storyline. I just think other movies are going to be celebrated, and they're going to have to be on these subcategories. And I don't think American Fiction's going to win much, but I think it's going to win this. I think
yes, and Grace, sorry I didn't read your name out there. Yes, you did also pick American Fiction. Hey Hassan, welcome in.
Hey Hassan, what's up, buddy? On to the next one.
Here are the nominees for writing: Best Original Screenplay, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives.
So which one's this one? Original screenplay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of us. Do you know what? The only one that's not been picked by any of us is May December. So 4 out of the 5 films have been picked here, but
It's not going to win it anyways.
Past Lives isn't. Past Lives, I think Ray picked Past Lives. Noah went with Maestro. Brandon and Jim went with The Holdovers, and then the rest of us went with Anatomy of a Fall. Personally, I love The Holdovers as a story. I think I love the film. I love the story of The Holdovers. I would love to have seen that take this award. But I did watch Anatomy of a Fall as well. It's very, very good, very well told. I think one of the good things about that story is you don't know how it's going to play out at the end. I'm not going to give too much away, but you just don't know how it's going to play out. It feels very in the balance. And it has won, I think, most of the other awards. I think it took the BAFTA, it took the Golden Globe, I think it took the Critics' Choice Award as well. So that's why I've gone with Anatomy of a Fall.
Crap.
Here.
That should... I'm not kidding. My pick's supposed to be Anatomy of a Fall here.
Controversial.
I don't know why this is Holdovers.
We'll give it to him because we might have made a mistake too. So I'll fix it.
Thanks, Rob. Crap. My bad.
We might have messed it up too. So all right, we fixed it.
Yeah.
We gave you.
Holdovers is great though.
I love
Everybody should watch it.
Holdovers is my favorite movie of the year.
Holdovers is great, and it's one of my favorite movies. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I don't see May December. I mean, this is the only. This is the only category May December got, right?
I think so.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah.
I don't see it taking this anyways. Like, there's a reason we didn't go in with it. I don't know. None of us went with it. It's not that well written of a movie. I watched it because there was a lot of Oscars buzz before the nominations were announced. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why a single thing of this is getting any Oscars buzz, because it's just none of it is worthy.
Yeah, it was a strange film in the end, and I could see why it was kind of overlooked a lot at the Oscars in the end. I think there was a lot of buzz around the performances beforehand, but no, it wasn't. I don't think it was a great movie in all honesty.
Yeah.
But by the way, we're going over this in the order they're going to present on the night of the Oscars too. By the way, so I love.
Well,
that,
this is the order.
Drives me nuts,
this is the order they announced. Yeah,
Right.
This is the order they announced the nominations.
announced.
Sometimes they present them ever so slightly differently. So what I do is with this spreadsheet, I will amend it live during the Oscars, so it's ready for the Monday night recap, and we will present that in the order that they were presented. So yeah.
All right, here's the second biggest one. We had supporting actor. Here's supporting actors.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Danielle Brooks for The Colour Purple. America Ferrera for Barbie. Jodie Foster for Naiad. And Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers.
Divine Joy Randolph. Next.
Well, I thought that too, but it's not as much as the best supporting actor. But a couple people did pick some other stuff. But.
This one is a very good category this year. It should be fair to say there is only one winner here, absolutely, and that's based on the fact that Divine Joy Randolph has won at literally every other award show. It is fair to say America Pereira did win awards at the Golden Globes and I think at the Critics' Choice as well, but that's because they split their acting categories for a comedy and for a drama. So I can see why Ray went with America Ferrera. A couple of people also went with Emily Blunt, and I think that's a fair comment because Emily Blunt's performance is very, very good in Oppenheimer. Yeah, I mean, Jodie Foster's performance in Naiad and Danielle Brooks in The Colour Purple, they were both great as well. So this is a very strong category this year, but it is only, I think, a one-horse race, this one, and that's Divine Joy Randolph.
She's in that show.
I don't see it going anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, Adam. She's in that show, Only Murders in the Building, and I love Divine Joy Randolph just from that show, not even this movie. And then I came and I saw her. She was really good in this movie. Really, very emotional, very... just a good movie, like we said. So, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this movie is fantastic, from top to bottom. And yeah, just for me, her performance really stood out. So, like, my heart wants her to win this, and it's good. And just as far as how the award shows have been going, this is going to go to her. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a pretty fairly new actress, so it's good for her. Good.
Yeah, she was in The Colour Purple as well alongside Danielle Brooks.
Cool. But, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Was she? I think she was in that. Oh no, she was in. She's definitely been in another film. I should know this because it was in my video that went live last night. So maybe it was Rustin. No, I thought it was The Colour Purple. It might have been Rustin. She's been in something else this year. Never mind. But yeah, she's having a good year. She's having a great year, in fact, sure. with all the awards she's winning. So
on to the next one. This is a lock. So another lock.
Here are the nominees for music: Best Original Song. The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. It's Never Went Away from American Symphony. Wazazi, A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon. And What Was I Made For from Barbie.
Wazazi was my childhood nickname, by the way, so I don't know if you knew that, but
I mean that's what I call you now. So
hey, you need to title one of your pizzas that
Wazazi's Pizza.
We have gone. Rob said we have gone all across the board with the same one.
Everyone went for Diane Warren this year. I can't believe it. This is her year. She's gonna do it, guys. She's gonna do it.
Do you know what? Yeah, Billie Eilish, obviously, for What Was I Made For, is obviously going to take this one. I say obviously, but I'm Just Ken did win at one of the award shows. Okay. It did beat out What Was I Made For. So What Was I Made For hasn't completely swept the board at this award season because I'm Just Ken did beat it out in one of them.
Didn't it do? I think it won at Critics.
Yeah, I think it was Critics' Choice. Yeah, I'm Just Ken. Awesome, I'm Just Ken is such a good, fun song. I really, really enjoyed it. I would love The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot to win, just so Diane Warren has finally taken an Oscar because this is her 15th nomination, I think.
Well, don't forget when they had the nominations, we were streaming, and Adam jokingly just goes, "Oh, Diane Warren! I bet she's..." And boom, Diane Warren.
First one out, yeah, Diane Warren, which was and she hadn't been nominated at any other award shows all season, but I think basically. She's become the new Streep of the Oscars, hasn't she? She's basically going to get nominated every year. I think this is literally her 7th nomination in the past 9 years or something, and maybe 6th in a row or something along those lines, or maybe, yeah.
That song's just incredible.
Or is it 8th in the last 9 years and 7 in a row now, maybe? I'm not sure. She is, I believe, the most nominated woman, maybe even the most nominated person in Oscars history to have not won now. So I really, really would love to see her win it. She's not going to win it this year, unfortunately, because it's going to go to Barbie. It's going to be, I personally think, the only Oscar Barbie will win. I could be wrong. I could, that could be. But I think at some of the other award shows you've seen, Barbie has been shut out quite a lot, except for the song, and I think it's going to go to Billie Eilish.
For sure. Do it.
We've all gone with Billie Eilish.
Here are the nominees for music: Best Original Score. American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, Adam, but yeah, everyone.
No,
picked,
all good, all
Everyone
good.
picked Billie Eilish and Barbie.
Yeah.
That's a sweep across. I did say it was a sweep across the board. Let's make it clear that's good.
And this one is almost a sweep. We've got one person who's gone with John Williams, who I would love to see win it.
Pam picked Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Pam went with Indiana Jones. The rest of us have all gone with Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer. This one I think is a lock.
Yeah, I'm surprised Brandon didn't go with Dial of Destiny. He loved that movie. That was all-time movie.
Like
so.
even if I don't like the movie, the score wasn't that good.
It wasn't. I agree.
Like it's tough for me because I listen to John Williams music a lot, and it's just when I'm trying to compare it to some of his other works, it's tough because it all sounds digital now, and it's a lot of just different pieces pulled from other films, and just nothing really felt original, and it felt just digitalized compared to what we're used to have. And
yeah, I 100% agree with you.
I wasn't a fan of it.
It was good, but stack it up against all his other work, you're 100% on the money.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you think? Sorry, Brandon. What were you saying?
I was going to say Ludwig is easily going to take this, just based off the Trinity score, the piece Trinity. Can you hear the music? And the final song on the track. Let me look it up real quick.
It's a good score. It really is. But and it's gonna do great all around, and that's gonna be ingested into it, right, Adam?
Destroyer of Worlds. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's a very, very, very good score, and it'll be one that people will play for a long time, I think. So.
Doing good here, guys. Thank you so much. Let's go.
I would love to see John Williams win it, though. I don't think he's going to have many more opportunities to get nominated. Unfortunately, I mean he's 96 years old now, so he is he became
He's
the
not 96.
Is he? No, 91. No, what is he?
He's
90 something.
He's 92.
92. Sorry,
Just
yes.
turned 92 a month ago.
That's what I was just making sure you were paying attention. And 92 years old. Sorry, this is his 56th nomination, I think, or something along those lines, or is it 53rd? I can't remember. But he became the oldest nominee last year, and he's gone and beaten that record again this year. So I would love to see John Williams win it, but he's not going to, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. Like even if Oppenheimer wasn't in this category, I don't think it would have gone to him. Poor Things was just that good of a score.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on.
Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film. Bobby Wine, The People's President. The Eternal Memory. Four Daughters. To Kill a Tiger. And 20 Days in Mariupol.
I didn't realize that guy's name's David Oppenheim. He might just help.
Yeah.
He might get confused.
This is a category I've been very, very interested in this year. I've seen 4 out of the 5. The only one I haven't seen is The Eternal Memory, which is what Brandon's gone for, and Movie Mania Nick has gone for as well. The only one that none of us picked was Bobby Wine, The People's President. Four Daughters was the one I went to the world premiere at Cannes. And so, because I got to attend the world premiere, and interestingly, that was right after the world premiere of The Zone of Interest. So I saw the Zone of Interest cast and crew coming out of the world premiere, out of their premiere as we were going in.
By the way.
So Four Daughters, I was absolutely rooting for it before I got to watch any of the others. I preferred Four Daughters to Bobby Wine, The People's President. Then I watched To Kill a Tiger. And To Kill a Tiger, don't judge a book by its cover. It's nothing to do about animal cruelty or anything like that. It's quite a tough, hard-hitting subject matter about rape, and it was a documentary. It was set. It's based in India, and it's about a father standing by his daughter which is a rare thing apparently in India. Obviously, a Western society, we would absolutely stand by our daughters or our loved ones. But in India, apparently that's a rare thing, and they tried to settle the whole thing in the local village, and the local village basically said to the father, just marry her to one of the people that did it. That was their solution. Just marry her because and he was like, no, this is a crime and it needs to be dealt with by the law. And he got death threats from people in his local village for standing by his daughter. It was a documentary that absolutely boiled my blood. Well worth watching, I will say, but it's like, be prepared to be absolutely appalled.
That's To Kill a Tiger,
so
you said, right?
that's To Kill a Tiger. So I was very much rooting for that one. However, I think To Kill a Tiger is probably the least known out of all of these documentaries in the wider circle.
Yeah.
Then I watched 20 Days in Mariupol, and that genuinely moved me to tears. It is such a hard-hitting documentary about the invasion in Ukraine from Russia. And you will, like, if I thought To Kill a Tiger was shocking and appalling, it's nothing compared to what you'll see in 20 Days in Mariupol. I think that is much like, having visited Auschwitz, and I've said, like, anyone who ever gets the chance should go, because we need to learn from our histories, to make sure that we don't repeat the same mistakes. Watch 20 Days in Mariupol, because we need to learn from what is going on right now and make sure a lot of these things never happen again. And 20 Days in Mariupol is very, very difficult to watch, and like I say, it's nothing is going to touch that one this year. I think 20 Days in Mariupol is going to take the Oscar.
If that wins, do you think we're getting a political speech?
Probably.
Absolutely. Much like when Navalny won last year, and they had Navalny's family there, and there will be a lot about that, because obviously he just died in prison, didn't he, Navalny? So
He did, yeah.
yeah, I think there'll be a lot of political speeches this year, given everything that's going on still between Russia and Ukraine, and also Israel and Gaza. And it's election year. I mean, I don't want to get too involved in politics, because everyone's entitled to their own opinions and whatnot. But yeah, I do think there will be a massive swelling of public support for 20 Days in Mariupol because of the subject matter and because of what you see in that documentary. So,
welcome to the chat, Movie Maniac Nick, who is one of our
welcome, Nick.
people who picked. So, I would have bet the farm that you were going to pick Four Daughters, because you saw it at the Film Festival. You actually saw the movie in the theater, which is crazy, but
yeah,
that's how powerful these other movies
cast
are.
and crew. And yeah, basically, I was rooting for Four Daughters all the way until I saw those last two, and I was bowled over with both of them. But yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. And Brandon,
20 Days in Mariupol. Yeah.
External Memory. Any reason, Brandon? Or
The Eternal Memory. I didn't get to watch any of the documentaries this year. And I certainly didn't get a chance to keep up with any of them as far as like what was winning. So I'm like, this is one of those ones where I had to just pick a random choice. And I feel bad, but who knows?
Well, now you would pick something different, but
No, I would still stay. Yeah, it's tough.
I look at like I do some research and I see who won other stuff. That's how I pick a lot of my stuff. To be fair, I really haven't seen many movies this year, and the last couple of years, I always wanted to like Adam. I want to see a lot of them, but I just see the key ones now. I'll be honest. I trust Adam. I go see the ones he says is good too, and I trust Brandon sometimes. But sorry, Brandon.
A little bit of advice: don't. I'm a pretty bad influence. Don't follow anything I say.
No, you were right. You were right on a couple of them. But I'd say I'm going to watch it, and you say you're going to fall asleep, and I agree with you. So, it's a short subject. Adam did a great job.
Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Film. The ABCs of Book Banning, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, and Nai Nai and Waipo.
Probably my favorite title by Kemi. Nai Nai and Wampo or whatever, but
What? Nai Nai and Waipo.
you say it right.
I think. Well, we've gone three ways on this between the 11 of us. It's quite an evenly balanced a 3, a 4, and a 3. So we're quite evenly split on this one. Interestingly, nobody's gone with the Barber of Little Rock, which has been talked up a little bit, but I think the two with the weakest chance in this competition are Island in Between and Nine Eye and Waipo. Even though that there's a lot of people got a soft spot for Nine Eye and Waipo because it's about two elderly Chinese grandmothers, and yeah, it's very, very sweet. But I think the main two contenders are going to be the ABCs of Book Banning and The Last Repair Shop. And I was really torn between this one. I have gone with The Last Repair Shop, but I was really, really torn. I wasn't sure which way this one was going to go. So I very almost went for the ABCs of Book Banning, and I think this one is really, really finely balanced. Rob has gone with the ABCs. Dan and I have gone with The Last Repair Shop. Brandon has gone with Nine Eye and Waipo. And then, the rest of us between JC and Grace, Noah, Jim, Ray, and Nick, they've all kind of varied theirs. Pam, this is one of the ones that you need to let us know what your pick is.
Hey, just pick. Even if you don't know the category, just pick.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I didn't know the category, but I knew the story. That's why I went with 99 Waipo. Like, I even saw the video of them, like, their reaction to getting a nomination. I'm like,
it's
I really
so
hope
cute.
they win.
It's so. I would love for them to win. I would absolutely love for them to win. I think it would be the sweetest thing in the world. Unfortunately, I don't think it will. But I mean, I'm glad a few people are picking it, and because I think there is a bit of a soft spot for it. So.
Yeah,
it's on Disney Plus. Cool. On to the next one.
Here are the nominees for Best International Feature Film. Io Capitano, Italy. Perfect Days, Japan. Society of the Snow, Spain. The Teacher's Lounge, Germany. And The Zone of Interest, United Kingdom.
You guys should read books for a living.
Most of us have all gone. Most of us have all gone with one particular film here. There's a couple of different ones. Like Noah has gone with Society of the Snow, and Nick has gone with Perfect Days. The rest of us have all gone with The Zone of Interest. I think this one's largely a lock. The fact that The Zone of Interest is in the Best Picture race as well, means it's likely to take this one. The Zone of Interest, I can see why it's, and Brandon was asking me this the other day, and I've had to reflect on it a little bit. But I can see why it's now been picked in the Best Picture race. It's very uniquely different, but there's a lot of subtle nuances there, and we'll get to that later when we talk about Best Picture. It wasn't my favourite international film though. Society of the Snow is, in fact, I will say this now: of all 39 films that I've seen so far, Society of the Snow is my absolute favourite of the lot. Yeah. It was very, very, very well told. Absolutely harrowing. It's about the 1972 crash in the Andes Mountains with the Uruguayan. There was like a Uruguayan rugby team on board, and it was 45 people in total, passengers and crew, and they crashed into the Andes Mountains.
It's crazy.
And some of them survived for 72 days up there. Now, many of us have been up mountains. Many of us have been skiing, whether it's in Europe or whether it's somewhere, maybe in Canada or whatever, many people have been in very snowy climates, but we wear big coats and things that keep us, hats and gloves and things that keep us warm. These were a bunch of young men, sort of in their early 20s, that were wearing maybe jeans and a thin shirt, and they crashed somewhere that was about 90 miles away or something stupid like that from civilization, or from where they were supposed to be. And they had to survive in a place on Earth that no human belongs there. No human being belonged in where they were. And it's so well told. It's absolutely harrowing, and it really takes you on that journey of the ordeal they went through. and how they survived as well, which is not a pleasant subject matter, but you know, I think it's a very well-known story. So yeah, Society of the Snow is absolutely my favourite, but I do think The Zone of Interest, again, an absolutely harrowing thing, taking a normal family a normal family life next door to Auschwitz concentration camp, where you've got the sounds of everything that goes on in that concentration camp, you know, right next door, and it's very much like a fly on the wall the way it's been filmed. It's almost like watching Big Brother. You know, it's the way they set up the cameras and just have led this normal family life, but next doors, and you hear everything that's going on in the concentration camp, and it's and that's what makes it so powerful. You know, because obviously, I mean, both of them are based on true stories, but The Zone of Interest, like I say, it's in the Best Picture race.
Yeah, I think it'll take it because of that.
And it will take it, yeah.
I don't think it's going to take Best Pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
We've all gone with Zone of Interest.
Brandon, anything else? Yeah, we all picked it pretty much.
It's an easy lock on this one. It's just based off of even just in the past, just how international pictures or what used to be called foreign films would like you would have that one off that would make it in the Best Picture and they would always win it. So it's just following in suit.
Yeah.
Well, Parasite won Best Picture and foreign film. They won both?
Yes. Yeah.
It's crazy, but that's rare. It's very rare. All right, good job, guys.
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Feature Film: The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
What do you think, guys?
Boy and the Heron.
This one's a tough one this year, I think. You know, like The Boy and the Heron's won a lot already. Sorry, Brandy, you Karen.
Sorry, I was gonna say for me, like Nimona got a lot of Oscar buzz beginning of last year, or whenever it came out, or it came out either beginning or middle of last year, and it got a lot of Oscars buzz, and then it just kind of died off. Boy and the Heron obviously has been taking a lot over the past this past award season. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, it's been nominated but hasn't won anything, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you are right there. Yeah, The Boy and the Heron. I think a lot of people as well, because this is supposedly I can't remember the filmmaker who made this, but this is supposedly his swan song. This is his last film, apparently. So that may sway it with people, and it has done very well, like you say, in award season so far. It did win the BAFTA. However, I know the Academy has got a huge swelling of support for the Spider-Verse series. It did win the original film 5 years ago. Did win the best animated feature film then, which is why I've gone for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse this time. You know, I think it might edge it out. It could be that the sentimental vote goes to The Boy and the Heron, especially with the fact that Spider-Verse, I think, has got another film coming out next year or the year after as well. So we'll have another opportunity to win again, like in the same franchise. But yeah, so you could absolutely be right. And this was one that I've found really difficult to actually decide, but I've gone with Spider-Verse on that.
The filmmaker you're thinking of for Boy and the Heron is Miyazaki.
Yeah, Miyazaki, that's it.
Hayao, I think his name is Hayao Miyazaki. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I've seen everything on this list except for Robot Dreams, and Elemental was pretty good. No, I don't think it's worthy of best animated. Nimona was decent. Across the Spider-Verse, I'm really mixed on it. I think it's a very overrated film. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's been out for a while. But just it ends on a weird cliffhanger, and everyone's
Spider-Man?
like, "Oh my god, this is the
Spider-Man
film!"
does, yeah.
And just the way they set it up is just it's basically a 2.5 hour long trailer for the next film.
Jeez, yeah.
So just.
I like it.
Me personally, I think it's very overrated. On a technical level,
fair.
it looks fantastic. but like even just the stress that they had to put in their animators, man,
Yeah.
it's hard to support a film like that. Just
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
I
That
heard
makes
the,
sense.
I heard a lot of the horror stories, and it's not fun. But no, just Boy and the Heron, Miyazaki. I think this is his swan song. I can't remember. I'll have to look at it later. But I see them giving it to Miyazaki. Ghibli.
I picked that too because he won so many awards too. Sorry, Brandon.
Yeah, well, there hasn't been a Ghibli film in a while either. So
I'm not a big fan of Studio Ghibli, but
I'll be back in just a second, guys.
yeah, go for it.
uh,
I'm gonna play the next thing.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things.
without a doubt, the most difficult category to ever vote on.
Yeah.
All 5 films deserve it. Napoleon, like I said, I wasn't hot on Napoleon, but Napoleon has some great set designs. I think they're gonna give it. Personally, I would love for Poor Things to win it. There's a lot of great set designs there. Barbie too, Barbie Dreamland was fun to look at. And I saw the process of them setting it up. I would love that to win. Killers of the Flower Moon too. They're gonna give it to Oppenheimer. There's just so many great sets in that film.
Yeah, again, I think Oppenheimer's going to do really well, but I think some of these subcategories, I think Poor Things is just kind of like an Academy-eccentric kind of movie, I feel. But I don't know. I picked Poor Things. You picked Oppenheimer.
How did everyone
Adam
else
picked-
do?
Adam picked Poor Things. It's all across the board. So Dan picked Barbie. I don't understand. Dan's picking some of these Barbie things because he hated the movie. Grace F, A, B, C, D, E, N, F. She picked Barbie. It's across the board. A couple people picked Oppenheimer. A couple people picked Poor Things. A couple people picked Barbie. But Napoleon and Killers of the Flower Moon got no votes from our peeps. So, yeah, it is tough. We'll get Adam's thought on it when he comes back. So,
Yeah. Do
achievement
you
in
want
film
to just
editing.
shuffle along to the next category real quick
Yeah.
while we wait for Adam?
We're gonna go move on.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Film Editing: Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things.
Damn
Me
it! I was
personally-
looking. Sorry,
ahead.
I was going to say I was looking forward to discussing that last one, production
You
design.
we're gonna go back to it.
We got JC
Okay.
in the house. What's up, Jonathan? Thanks for submitting your votes, John.
For film editing, I think this is going to go to Oppenheimer. I think mainly right off the bat, it's just how they move the film around. Like how they jump between, like they'll jump 20 years, go back 20 years, and it's put together pretty well. But I think what's really going to win it is I'm gonna use the score pieces as just the point of reference. Can you hear the music? It's towards the beginning of the film, and it's cutting in between him learning all these different things to better his knowledge. I forget what he took. It's been a long day. What was I saying for editing? And then the Trinity test scene is another piece that really gets them.
It's really good. That's a good scene.
And
Yeah.
then right after they announced that they blew up Japan, and they were talking about when he goes up and gives that speech, and it's cutting it back between him and like the people like hitting their feet on the floor. And then at the very end, where like it's cutting between him and him, like seeing the raindrops on the lake, and it's like resonating, like different bombs going off. Just, I think as an editing as a whole for this film, I feel like it's got to go. I feel like they're going to give it to Oppenheimer.
I think editing is Oppenheimer's one of its strongest things. Like, I think, it's absolutely very well edited. Like, one of the things, I mean, I didn't like the jumping around. That was but that was more the storytelling, the way it jumped around, with from the different time periods and things. But that's more a problem with the storytelling. Editing wise, not a problem at all. As the technicality of the editing, superb. So yeah, I think all of us across the board have gone with Oppenheimer here, and I believe in terms of other awards ceremonies this year, Oppenheimer has taken it when it comes to editing. So
if you ever rewatch Oppenheimer, it'll make a lot more sense. Trust me.
Oh yeah, it will eventually. Yeah, it will eventually.
Like,
but yeah.
Like,
it is something that I.
Go ahead. I was gonna say my first viewing. Yeah, like it was kind of. I'm like, okay, where does this take place? And then once I realized, okay, all the black and white scenes are in the future. This happens then. This happens then. I'm like, okay, that was on my second viewing. I'm like, okay, I completely get this.
Yeah, and I think it is one of those things. It kind of annoyed me, the fact that I would have to watch it again. I think the art of good storytelling is you don't need to tell it twice. So that was my problem. Like I say, that was just my issue with the storytelling. But yeah, I think I agree completely. If I was to watch it again now, knowing what I do know now, then yeah, it would make much more sense the second time. But that's by the by. Yeah, when it comes to the editing, yeah, absolutely, Oppenheimer. We've all gone with that. So
I think that movies that sweep get editing and sound. That's.
Yeah. Yeah. What were you talking about production design? Like, what did I miss there? Did you say much?
All
Or
over the place. Brandon brought his thoughts, and I brought my thoughts about it.
Yeah. I said it, like all 5 films deserve it here.
All 5 films are great on the production design. I think it is a 2-horse race between Barbie and Poor Things. That seems to be where most of the buzz is. But yeah, I agree. Like there's a case for all 5 films, but I think it's down to between Barbie and Poor Things. I think this one's going to be a very, very, very close race between those two. So, but yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Sorry about that.
No. That was I was just interested to hear what you guys had said. I mean, we like you were saying. I think we went a 4 and 3, didn't we? So yeah, we split across the board between Barbie, Poor Things, and Oppenheimer. So yeah.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Sound. The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, The Zone of Interest.
I think sound and editing kind of go hand in hand. But
yeah,
they do. I mean, it annoys me that they merged the two sound mixing and sound design, because I think if there was sound mixing, Oppenheimer would win it. If there was sound design, it would be The Zone of Interest that wins it. Because personally, I've voted for Oppenheimer here, but I've predicted Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer will absolutely win. It's got a massive sound.
Oh yeah.
It's not the best sound though. The Zone of Interest easily has the best sound because it's the little nuances in the storytelling. Again, that what I was talking about before, the idea of having this family living a normal life, out in the back garden, looking at the flowers and growing crops and doing whatever they're doing, and you can hear all the while, or the kid playing in his bedroom. He's playing in his bedroom, trying to live a normal family life. And all the while, you can hear prisoners in the concentration camp, being flogged or being shot, or even in the gas chamber, which is absolutely harrowing and horrendous. Crazy. But we know that this is actually how it went. Hoss did live in a house right next door to Auschwitz, and tried to lead a normal family life with his wife and his kids. And that's the really clever storytelling of The Zone of Interest, and what they do with the sound, just dropping those bits in, is so well done. But it's not as polished as Oppenheimer, and that's the thing. The big polished sound design of Oppenheimer is what's going to win the Oscar. But this is one where I think Oppenheimer will absolutely win it, but probably doesn't deserve it. I think The Zone of Interest has a much better sound design, but the mixing will go with Oppenheimer. And like you say, with the editing, it kind of goes hand in hand there. So
Yeah, when Oppenheimer and Barbie were so dominating the box office and everything, they really they start that trailer out with like just noise and sound, and you have to see it in the theater and everything. So they really
Hey,
stress the sound. So.
how many categories do we have left?
after sound, we've got visual effects, cinematography, and then the big
You
four.
gotta go, Brandon.
Yeah, so we've got 6 left after this.
Okay, I can bang this out. Let's go.
Here are the nominees for achievement in visual effects. The Creator. Godzilla -1. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And Napoleon.
What are you guys thinking?
Most of us have gone for the same here. We have gone with 3 films across the board. So a couple of people have gone with Guardians of the Galaxy. A couple of people have gone with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Interestingly, nobody's gone with Napoleon. But more interestingly, nobody's gone with The Creator. Now, the buzz is, if Godzilla -1 doesn't win it, it's likely to go to The Creator. And nobody's backed that one, which is quite interesting. So I've gone with Godzilla -1, and most of us have. But
I love the visual effects of The Creator, but as far as like a full feature length film, what they did to get Godzilla put together and how they handled that entire film, I think they're gonna give it to Godzilla.
It was on a very modest budget as well, which I think a lot of the Academy will absolutely appreciate what they did on the budget they did it on, and I think that's one of the things that really sways it. Godzilla -1 is huge in America. You know, it's got a big fan base in America already. So, and what they managed to do on a very modest budget, I think has won a lot of people's hearts.
Yeah.
But yes,
Did you get a chance to see
Creator is the
Godzilla?
one that I didn't get a chance to see it, but no, I've seen only the trailers. But
It's so freaking good, man.
yeah, yeah, no, it's one I will look forward to watching when I get a chance.
I pick Godzilla.
But yes, I have gone with Godzilla -1. I think the only one that will give it any competition is The Creator, but none of us have picked that one. So
Moving on.
Here are the nominees for achievement in cinematography. El Conde. Killers of the Flower Moon. Maestro. Oppenheimer. And Poor Things.
We've all gone for the same one across the board, which is Oppenheimer. All of us have gone with Oppenheimer. Again, I don't particularly think Oppenheimer was my favourite piece of cinematography this year. I preferred Maestro's cinematography. I thought it was really clever what Poor Things was very well done as well. Yes, Poor Things was very well done, but I preferred Maestro's cinematography. El Conde, I don't know why that one's in there. Like, I'll be honest, I watched it and I wasn't blown away. There was no elaborate shots or anything. I don't understand why that one was in the running for cinematography. There was probably other films that could have come in there beforehand. Killers of the Flower Moon, it was okay, but I think the 3 most impressive ones were Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things when it came to the cinematography. Sure. Personally, like I say, I preferred Maestro, but maybe that's just me. I liked how they told the different time periods using the cinematic kind of styles of that sort of time.
That was cool.
And
I did notice.
Yeah, I really, really like that. But yeah, it's going to go to Oppenheimer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's part of the sweep.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not going to sweep everything, but part of their. I don't know.
And it ties in with
they might take all those categories, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, and unless you've been living under a rock, I think everyone kind of knows that Oppenheimer is the film to beat this year. And when you're such a strong Best Picture contender, it kind of goes hand in hand with some of the technical ones like film editing, cinematography, and directing. That's absolutely the story of this year's awards season as a whole. Is Oppenheimer has taken all of those those big technical ones, the editing, the cinematography, the directing, and therefore the best pictures in all the other awards seasons. So Barbie fell off the page. I don't think Barbie was ever really on the page, unfortunately. They had to create like, other than song, they had to create an award at the Golden Globes for it to win. America Ferrera did win in the comedy supporting actress category as well. But yeah, I don't think I think it has surprised a few people, JC, that Barbie was shut out. But given that it's box office success, but box office success doesn't always mean best picture. You know, like Avatar. You know, huge. You know, box office commercially, but you know, it wasn't really in the running for best picture. So even though it was nominated,
I have some heartbreaking news, like breaking news regarding Godzilla -1. We are not getting a digital or physical release until 2025 because Toho, the director, agreed to not release their Godzilla film in the same year as this new Godzilla film, Godzilla and Kong. I am so pissed.
God.
So pissed.
Moving on.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role. Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Colman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Did anyone not vote Cillian?
Yes.
Roberto, who did you vote for?
I voted for Paul Giamatti.
See, okay, I love Paul Giamatti, and if Oppenheimer didn't exist in this award season, easily Paul Giamatti. But it's gonna go to Cillian Murphy. He has swept this award season.
He has swept the award season, although Giamatti did win at the Globes and the Critics' Choice. Yeah. So
That's true. Comedy, yeah. Maybe a bad pick on my end, but you know what? I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I really like him, so that's one of the ones I wasn't one of the popular decision on that. So.
Yeah, I like that you've taken the chance on that though, because it could pay off spectacular. You know, I mean, I think Cillian Murphy's going to win it, and that's why I went with it. And like Brandon says, you know, he's swept award season. I think it's actually a really good category this year. I think all the performances are worthy. I think Bradley Cooper did very well, transformed himself as Leonard Bernstein. Colman Domingo in Rustin was brilliant. I really liked his performance. And Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction was great as well. Giamatti in The Holdovers was one of my favourite performances, but I do think Cillian Murphy will win this. But yeah, I would actually be really happy if there was a surprise and if Paul Giamatti took it. Like, you know, I genuinely would be really happy, but Cillian Murphy will take this. So, hey, Noah, welcome in.
Noah, what's up, brother?
Hey, Noah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think, what I read was if he took, the SAG Awards, if Murphy got that between the two, it was a tough fight, he would get the Oscar. But you know what? And he did. But I don't know. I'm a little bit of a gamble. I'm the only one who picked it, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll talk about
the next one.
We could
I
talk
think
about
is
it
the closest race. The next one is the closest race across all of the Oscars.
This next one is super tough.
Yeah.
This next one.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actress in a leading role. Annette Bening from Naiad. Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller from Anatomy of a Fall. Kerry Mulligan from Maestro. And Emma Stone for Poor Things.
It's got to be Lily or Emma, and it's super difficult. But I think
it's two-horse race between those two. Yeah.
I think ultimately it's gonna be Lily. I would love for Emma to win it, but I think they're gonna go with Lily.
Again, this is a great category this year. Annette Bening kind of doing a bit of a Glenn Close now. I think this is her 5th Oscar nomination, and her performance in Naiad was really very good. Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall. She was also in The Zone of Interest as well. Again, her performance was really great in Anatomy of a Fall. And Carey Mulligan blew me away. I really, really liked her performance in Maestro. Carey Mulligan's performance was great. Loved Emma Stone's, her quirkiness, and she really made that performance her own. She really went to town on it. Up until very recently, I was convinced Emma Stone was going to win this. I've actually gone with Lily Gladstone, though, in Killers of the Flower Moon. Her performance is very, very subtle, but she kind of plays that, that really kind of tragic heartbreak of what's going on with her relatives and her people, and she plays that so well. And the fact that she won the SAG Award when Emma Stone had been taking all of the others really kind of swept things in her favor, I think. Now, I believe from something that I've seen or heard is this one's so close that they're literally giving the percentages between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone as literally 49 point something percent Lily, 48 point something percent Emma. It's literally on a knife edge. The thing that I think won it for Emma Stone at the BAFTAs, now the BAFTAs, Lily Gladstone wasn't even nominated, which suggests that her performance isn't that well over with the international audiences. And there's a lot of international voters in the Academy. So that could go against Lily Gladstone and could go in Emma Stone's favour. But the fact that Lily Gladstone took the SAG Award has seen a huge shift in momentum her way. And it kind of that kind of reminds me of when that momentum shift went to Coda over Power of the Dog a couple of years ago in the Best Picture race. So that's why I've gone with Lily Gladstone this time. I think it's just a very interesting momentum shift.
After SAG, I think that was game over after SAG for Emma. I was originally going to go Emma, and then I'm like, okay, she just won SAG. It's got to go to her. It's got to go to Lily.
We'll see. I did pick Emma Stone.
You went with Emma Stone, didn't you? Noah went with Emma.
Thanks,
Noah went with Emma as well. But yeah, everyone else has gone with Lily. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And this is a like I love both of their performances. I wouldn't be disappointed if Emma Stone won it, even though I've gone with Lily. I loved Emma Stone's performance. I watched Poor Things last night, and it was brilliant. I was blown away. Easily. I was bowled over with it. It could even be a tie. They could, they haven't tied an award at the Oscars for a number of years, so it could be a tie. So,
have they done that before?
There has been ties. There has been ties before. Yeah.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The most recent one was only something like 2012, 2013 maybe, and I think it was for visual effects or maybe one of the sound awards or something. They tied between two films back then. Yeah.
So we both So if there's a tie, we both get both people get.
If there's a tie, then yeah. If then everyone who picked the two tied ones, if there was a tie between Gladstone and Emma Stone, then everyone would get the point. So yeah.
Very good. Moving on, because we'll talk about this more Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the nominees for achievement in directing. Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. And Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest.
It's gonna go. I hate to always be the one to first say something. It's gonna go to Nolan. I would love for Yorgos or Scorsese to win it, though.
Yeah, all five of them are well deserving of this nomination this year, and I know there's a lot of backlash over Greta Gerwig getting overlooked, but Justine Triet did such a great job on Anatomy of a Fall. Scorsese. Killers was superb. Nolan obviously speaks for itself, but like you say, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things was amazing, and Jonathan Glazer, when I first watched The Zone of Interest, I was kind of scratching my head, and then it was like I said earlier, it was more once I digested everything, I kind of appreciated the brilliance of it, and it's just the little nuances and things like that. It's a very, very, very different film. It's certainly not a Hollywood style film. And I know, Brandon, you found a bit of difficulty with watching it, like, because it wasn't what I think any of us had really expected. But
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually has directed a very, very, very clever piece there, because a lot of the small things is what tells the story, essentially. So yeah, and it was very meticulous the way he did that. But absolutely, we've all gone it's a sweep across the board. We've all gone with Christopher Nolan and Oppenheimer here, and it'll go hand in hand with the film editing and the cinematography, I think, to lead it towards Best Picture glory. Personally,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
For sure. Usually, if you're a betting man, director and Best Picture go to hand in hand. On that note.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture:
American Fiction,
Anatomy of a Fall,
Barbie,
The Holdovers,
Killers of the Flower Moon,
Maestro,
Oppenheimer,
Past Lives,
Poor Things,
and The Zone of Interest.
What were the odds on this one? 100 to...
100 to 0.
Hey, Timothy, welcome in. The odds on this one, I think Oppenheimer was way out in front on around about 80%, maybe a bit more, I can't remember. And then the second closest one to Oppenheimer was Poor Things, with about 4%. And then the rest had like 3%, 2%. So that tells the story. It's, again, it swept all of award season at the BAFTA, the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globes, the ensemble cast at the SAG Awards, et cetera, et cetera. It swept everything everywhere. You'd be a very, very, very brave or silly individual to bet against Oppenheimer here. So yeah, it's going to go to Oppenheimer. It's going to win all the technical awards, like I say, the big ones. And yeah, it is the technical masterpiece of the year. It wasn't my favorite film personally, but I can absolutely see the brilliance of it. It is a technical masterpiece. A lot of them, I would say I preferred American Fiction as a film, and probably preferred The Holdovers as well. Anatomy of a Fall was very well done. Barbie, it's fun. It's fun, and it was obviously huge in the box office. Killers of the Flower Moon was great and absolute epic. And do you know what? Given it's 3.5 hours long, it didn't get boring, I didn't think, which was good. Maestro, sadly, wasn't that gripping, but was very well made. Past Lives, really, really fun, sort of sweet film. And then Poor Things, a lot of fun, very, very bizarre, very bold, and The Zone of Interest, very different. But yeah, Oppenheimer is just an absolute masterpiece technically,
Yes.
and will rightly win this one. It's this year's The Shape of Water. It's going to. I think. Yeah, this is the first time a film scored 13 nominations since The Shape of Water that year, and Shape of Water absolutely dominated. I think that might have been 2016 maybe, something like that. 20 or 2018, I can't remember. Might have been the 2018.
Yeah.
Yes, it was 2018. Yeah, The Shape of Water was 2018 because it was the year after the La La Land Moonlight faux pas, and when
I'm still pissed about that.
When Guillermo del Toro got on stage, he kind of looked at it and laughed and showed everyone like they got the right envelope, and they were indeed the winners. So yeah, it was 2018, Shape of Water, and Oppenheimer is an absolute masterpiece, like The Shape of Water was. So it will win 100%.
Yeah, I'd be a big upset if Oppenheimer doesn't win. So
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I gotta run. We have dinner
Yeah.
reservations in like an hour, and it's like 45 minutes to get there. So
Brandon, what do you pick for Best Picture?
Oh yeah. I thought it was already said Oppenheimer.
Adam, what do you pick for Best Picture?
Oh, it's a tough one. Oppenheimer. Yeah, it's going to be Oppenheimer all the way throughout. So.
And I pick Oppenheimer too. We just had to get the sound bites in. Bye, Brandon. I'm going to let you go. We're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
We'll see you on Monday. You're going to be.
Hold on.
with
You
us
need
Monday,
another
right?
sound bite. Let me fix it. I'm going with Oppenheimer.
Oh, wait, hold on a
Easily
sec.
this year.
Do
Oh.
it again.
This year, I'm going with Oppenheimer. It's such an easy choice. It's like it was with Parasite a few years ago. It's the easy choice. I'm not going to say it's a safe choice, but it's the easiest choice to go with.
Trying to get rid of the soundbite with Parasite. You had to say Parasite in there.
What's wrong with Parasite?
It's in the intro. We always say Parasite and whatever. I'm just joking. Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just joking. Have a great dinner, Brandon.
Rob wants the intro to move along, like, you know, and whereas I've kept it
joke.
referring to La La Land and Parasite because they were fun times.
We're going to keep it under a minute.
Keep it on the minute.
Keep it under a minute, guys.
All right.
See you Monday.
I'm
Enjoy
outta
the
here.
Oscars.
All
Bye,
right,
Brandon.
bye, everybody.
See you later, buddy.
Oh, good. So, yeah, we're going to try to go an hour. But, you know, as we're going, I'm like, there's no way we're going an hour because there's so much stuff there and everything. So, I'm going to say goodbye to Brandon. So, it was good. Grace wants to change to Emma Stone. I'll let her change. No big deal. So,
Controversial.
there you go. Three people now picked Emma Stone.
Controversial.
Well, like, listen, but like, I don't think Killers in the Flower Moon is going to do anything, you know. But that kind of goes with my opinion. Like, some of the sub movies that aren't going to do much will get some awards. But I don't know. Is there any buzz for that movie? I don't know.
What, for Killers?
Yeah.
I think the biggest buzz is Lily Gladstone and the fact that she is the first acting nominee of Native American heritage.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the first ever Native American acting nominee. Arguably, possibly the first ever Native American Oscar nominee, because someone else has been nominated for an Oscar before who
Right.
claims to be Native American, but that's actually come into question now, like with a fraudulent claim apparently. So yeah, so it could be that Lily Gladstone is actually the first ever Native American Oscar nominee, with the exception this year that also, was it Robbie Rogers or Robbie Robertson or something like that? Who did the score for Killers of the Flower Moon? Someone that Scorsese has collaborated with several times over the years. Let's have a look. Best original score. Where was it? Robbie Robertson. Robbie Robertson.
Oh, right.
Was also Native American, and his nominee this year is a posthumous one now because he passed away 2 months before the film came out. He's a long-time collaborator with Scorsese. They've collaborated 11 times, but this will obviously, unfortunately, be his final time as well.
Yeah.
But again, because Oppenheimer has been doing so strong, unfortunately, Robbie Robertson won't win this one. But I think there's a big buzz behind the fact that Lily Gladstone could become the first Native American Oscar winner. Yeah, there's. I think a lot of people are clamoring to see that. So yeah. That could possibly sway the vote her way as well.
Grew up thinking Rainwaters was a native name, but it's English. That's awesome too. All right, take us home, Adam. Any plugs, whatever you want to wrap it up? You want any predictions? Is anyone going to be slapped this year? Any mix-ups with the Best Picture? Is anyone going to fall off the stage? Is there anything crazy? Excited about the host? Got 2 minutes.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Jimmy Kimmel back again.
Yeah, me too.
He has put a potential jinx on himself, though, because like obviously we all know what happened in Jimmy Kimmel's first year was the biggest Oscar faux pas in history when the Moonlight La La Land thing happened, and then that was kind of taken away by the Will Smith Chris Rock slap, the slap here around the world, and Jimmy Kimmel obviously came back last year. had to talk a lot about the slap and things, and then he signed off the end of the Oscars telecast. He signed off with that thing at the end where it was like Oscars award shows without incident. He put a number 1 at the end. So he's kind of now, possibly jinxed himself there, like with putting that
The goat there, whatever.
Yeah. It was the
goat
donkey.
ate the fingers. The donkey.
It was the donkey. Yeah. From Banshees of Inisherin. Right. So it wasn't the actual donkey from Banshees of Inisherin, but yeah. But the fact that he's now gone and sort of claimed victory, it means this year opens the door for some sort of faux pas.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think anything as bad as the whole Will Smith thing, and I don't even think anything as bad as the La La Land thing. But there's got to be some sort of hiccup or some. I hope there's just something fun again, because those first 2 Jimmy Kimmel years were brilliant. Like, so much fun had in the audience.
Great.
Some of his skits and sketches and stuff like that were really, really well done. So I'd love to see more of that, because he didn't really do any of that last year. So I don't know, but I think Jimmy Kimmel's a great host, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got lined up this year. So.
That's good, yeah. All right. Well,
The one thing I want to see return is the red carpet, because last year they had a champagne carpet and it was awful.
that was
So
bad,
yeah, bring back the red carpet. That's what I'm hoping to see.
All right, guys, don't forget Adam's Land. He's going to be doing speaking of red carpet, he's going to be doing the red carpet right before the Oscars. Tune into his channel below, and then the recap's going to be on Adam's channel as well. We take kind of turns with pub talk, or when we do some here, some there. And this is Adam's specialty, so definitely check it out. Adam's Land, his channel down below. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a fun Oscars. I don't know. I just I think last year wasn't very many surprises. I don't think this year's going to be many surprises, but you never know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. All the people who did everyone who did the predictions. Thank you guys so much for doing it. JC Jonathan, I want to choose 20 days. Tigers close behind. Yeah, very good. So JC's promoting Adam's Land right there. So go check out his channel. So cool. Thank you so much, Adam. I can't believe it's here already. I'm gonna try to watch a couple more Best Pictures. I want to see Killers. I want to finish American Fiction. I haven't finished yet. I want to see Poor Things. I think I'm good, to be honest with you. Maybe 1 or 2 other movies. I'm definitely not going to see all the movies. We're pushing for it. One year I did see all the Best Pictures at least, but I hope to see all the good Best Pictures. Thank you so much, Kay, for your support. Kay watches every single one of my videos. I appreciate you so much. You know that, Kay. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Noah, Nick, JC. We got Grace, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Everyone who watched today. Hassan, thanks for checking in. I did broadcast on Facebook
Timothy
and Twitter. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Timothy as well. Timothy's in the chat.
Rainwaters, all the Rainwaters. Thank you so much. I did it on Twitter and Twitter/X, and I did it on Facebook, and of course YouTube. So if you guys are on those other channels, come on over to YouTube. RobFuz, ROBFUZ. Thanks, Pink Pam too. Check out her channel. Awesome channel, and thanks for doing the picks for Mom and Pam. What do we call it? The Pam picks, whatever.
The Pamely. The Pamely.
The Pamely was doing the picks.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, brother.
Yeah, JC, did Adam get to all of the films? I will reveal how many I finish up on Monday at the recap show.
You did say it earlier, JC.
I did say it earlier,
so
but
you could tell JC how many you see.
But yeah, so I'm on 39 out of the 53 so far. So I won't see them all because not everything's been released yet. But I'm hoping to still get a few more in under my belt over the weekend. So
cool. Yeah.
So on Monday I'll give my final number. It could still be 39, but I'm hoping to be in the 40s by then. So.
All right, brother. Cool. Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching the replay. It's about the same time as last year. I was hoping to get an hour. We've only went 43 minutes over, 44 minutes. It's all right. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, everyone. We'll see you. Good luck, Adam. The reigning champ. Rob. Real quick, how many have you won? Go over how many you've won before in the past. I forget.
I've won 4 out of the 5. This is the 6th year that we're doing it. I've won 4 out of the 5 so far. So I don't know. I don't know how this year is going to go. I think there's a lot of locks and there's a lot of finely balanced ones. So So yeah, I know Grace wants to get back on the winners board. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you've picked some very solid picks this year as well, Rob. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Don't forget, I'm just going to show it one more time, just a reminder. Adam's Red Carpet over at Adam's Land. And then Monday we'll be back, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be back for the results recap and reaction show. We'll see how we did. I don't know. I'm not feeling too confident this year, but you never know. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye, Adam. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone.
See you later.
Later.